So who and what can you really trust these days? If you're looking at a product or a service, you might do some research, check some reviews, see what other people are saying. If it's someone that's maybe an elected official, you might do your research on their standings to make sure that they're a fit for what you're wanting out of life. But what about your own body? Can you really trust what you're feeling? And can you trust what you're not feeling? Let's dive into that and uncover what secret messages our bodies are trying to tell us, and even the messages they're telling us in their silence or through their symptoms, and what you can do with that information once you decode it. First of all, who am I? If you're welcome to my world, or if you're new to my world, welcome. I'm Dr. Vicky, gentle chiropractor for people as well as pets. I'm a Reiki healer and a mind body coach, and I'm here to help you be the very best that you possibly can so you can live life to the fullest. As my cat jumps across my desk. Hi, sweetheart. This is Charlie. Hi, you gonna settle there? Okay. So let's dive in. What is going on? What is your body trying to tell you through the symptoms that you might be experiencing? That can be things like pain, that can be stiffness, that can be a whole slew of things. But what do those symptoms actually mean? When you're having that question come up, you might do some research. And here's a bonus tip: if you're researching and you're looking up anything on Wikipedia or WebMD, you should not trust those. It's been proven time and again WebMD is not the most reliable source of information. And if you didn't realize when you were doing research projects or when your kids were doing research projects years ago, Wikipedia is a public source that can be publicly edited. So you can't 100% trust what's on there either. What can you do if you're looking up different conditions or different healthcare things, different health things online? If you look for something on Mayo Clinic's website, and that's MAYO like mayonnaise, but it's Mayo Clinic, they're very reputable. That's where I do some of my health condition research as well if I need to brush up on something. Or NIH, that's the National Institute of Health. Those two sources are much more reputable if you're looking up health conditions, though you should really check with your doctor too. But if it's 3 a.m. and you're trying to figure out what does this mean, or what is this condition that I heard about that so and so has on Facebook, Mayo Clinic and NIH are much more reputable than Wikipedia and WebMD. But when you're experiencing those symptoms, you might start thinking, after you've done all your research, well, maybe it's just here for no reason. I can't figure out why I'm experiencing this. Or maybe I can just chalk this up to old age. Or I hear this one all the time. Well, this is just the way it is. And so many people who start thinking like that, this is just the way it is. This is just old age. This is not something I can do anything about. They stop and they accept it and they no longer look for what those symptoms are trying to tell them. Can you trust that? Can you trust that that symptom is just there for no reason? No, your symptoms have positive intent. Every symptom, no matter how uncomfortable and unpleasant it is there for a reason. Your body's constantly sending you messages, but we need to find the codex ring out of the box of Cracker Jacks. We need to figure out how to crack the code and uncover the real message that our body is trying to tell us through these symptoms. Some symptoms are there to help you heal. Sometimes pain is because there's swelling, which is because the body's trying to send a whole bunch of extra fluid and blood with all of the healy, feel good chemicals that are going to help you repair things. Sometimes it's there to, the symptoms are there to call attention to a challenge, whether it's calling attention directly to what's having a challenge or indirectly. Is the pain in your neck because pain just exists in your neck? Well, probably not. What's the cause of it? Maybe there's a pain in your neck because you're hunching over your computer desk and you need to improve your setup at your work from home kitchen table. Maybe you have a headache, but the problem isn't something going on in your brain. The problem is something coming from your feet. Maybe your flat feet are causing so much reverberation up through your body while you're out exercising on your walks or on your runs that it's jarring everything higher up and causing a headache. I have seen that happen. Or maybe the symptoms you're experiencing are your body expressing what your mind is suppressing. I see this one a whole lot too, especially around the holidays or as we're dealing with more work related things or family related things, things in large groups of people who aren't necessarily our favorite people to be around all the time or might not bring out the best in us. We will start having things like headaches or things like that, not in your shoulder. I've even seen it as hip pain or foot pain because the mind is saying, I want to stop or I want to move away from this or I want to brace for impact for whatever crazy thing this person is going to say to me next. And it shows up in the physical because you're not able to express it for what's going on in your mind. You're suppressing what you're experiencing mentally and emotionally. So it's expressing itself in your body. So many times I see folks with, the knots in the shoulders, and I can tell this knot up here, it has a name. Who is this? Who did this to you? Is this, somebody at work? Is this somebody you were on the phone with earlier today? Who is this? Happens all the time. So, what are the positive intents of your symptoms? What are they trying to tell you? Also, keep in mind what you feel may not be the true source of what the challenge is that your body's trying to bring your attention to. It might be coming from somewhere else. We have to crack the code and figure out what it is, uncover that real message that your body wants us to know. Because unlike 007, this message will not self-destruct. Uh, if we keep ignoring that message, you might self-destruct. If you keep translating that message wrong, if you keep ignoring it, your body's going to keep sending the message until you get it. And if you don't get it for long enough, it'll keep sending it louder and louder, and it'll keep sending it wider and wider spread until eventually something breaks. And you're going to have a breakdown, and then it's going to be a whole other host of issues that we're trying to fix back. So let's work together and crack the code of what it is your body's trying to actually tell you and address it so that those symptoms can start calming down and so that your body can start giving you better messages so that you can be your very best. Now, one more bonus tip for you. If you are not experiencing any symptoms, that's not necessarily a lack of a message that your body's sending you. Our minds are so powerful, but they can only bring to our conscious awareness so many things. Otherwise, we go crazy. So our mind will subconsciously filter a lot of the things that we experience. It's like if you have a blank piece of paper, but somebody wrote on it with one of those nifty blacklight pens, it looks like a blank sheet of paper. It looks like there's no writing on it. It looks like there's no symptoms. It looks like there's no challenges. But if you shine the right light on it, it reveals the message that's really there. So there are some secret messages sometimes that there might be challenges that your body is experiencing, but your mind has been trained to focus on other things than yourself. Our modern society right now has trained us and programmed us that we are supposed to put everyone and everything before ourselves. We are supposed to take care of ourselves last. And that is some rotten BS, other people's belief systems. We need to upgrade that because you cannot help the world be better unless you help yourself be better first. So, even though you're not experiencing symptoms, you might still have a challenge that your mind has just been programmed to not bring to your awareness because it thinks you have other priorities. We need to take a look, even if you don't have anything going on that you're aware of, to make sure that there's nothing going on under the surface that's going to turn into a challenge later on. Because the sooner we address things, even before they become a problem, the better off and the better you can be. All right, I'm checking my notes, make sure we don't miss anything. We covered a lot today. But yes, we want to unlock those hidden messages or those loud messages to make sure that you are able to experience life at its very fullest, a life at your very best. So let's figure out how to uncode those messages and discover what your body is really wanting you to do so that you can be your very best. Because when you're better, the whole world can be better. Let's get to it. Give me a call or send me a text message at 636 751 3150. And let's have an easy, no charge phone consultation to figure out if gentle chiropractic or relaxing Reiki is going to be the right fit to get you from where you are, whether you're having symptoms or whether those symptoms are being filtered, and get you from where you are to the life you really desire to be living. It's a life at your very best, experiencing it to the absolute fullest. Give me a call or shoot me a text with the word consult, and let's get that set up so you can get started right away. All right, guys. The world's going to be better once you start taking care of yourself and helping yourself get better. So let's get to it. Go out there and be spectacular today.